so ni Austria ge sosuyi, ri sosuyi. Sama le te shele shue, ni de le sondu de tredi na ba tsore, jena shue. Da nga kasa sondu de le yungin hakudu ne samro shue ta ge. Nga pöge yavushta shingi me da kanga pöge na shena kansula kasa. Proof to har ba pöge gotse yö shingi yö. Sana nga lep go ba tsama. Pöge kasa yavushta pa shu tu mari ani kasa sebu she tu mari di shena. Nga inje ke na digir best. Roba nasa. 인제 마시면 수요 그렇지.
진짜 안 돼요. 그게 더 되게.
인데 yapışım ne ko. Mane da ne zudi keçin bu şu tungu ne naran lepa da dige. 인제 마켄 바 유나 아니 고지 나왕라 크랑나 야고 마신 요리 파티. 들어봐. Yes, I'm very happy to be here. Actually, it's important to say when I became Tibetan community president in April, I was telling to Zachue Rangdra that a meeting like that is very important and I would like to organize it in Austria. And only then he told me it's already will happen in Italy. And yes, that I should get in touch with Italy. Yeah, and I was very happy to hear that this will happen. This meeting will happen. Austria has right now about 400 to 500 Tibetans. Yeah, we are not really sure about it. In 2011, we had 350, and they still work with this number. But I can certify that it must be around 200, at least more, because I've seen all the newcomers, and I was taking care on most of them. The concerning Tibetan community in Austria is maybe to say we have now no more only in Vienna like it used to be before, but we have in every state of Austria Tibetans. So that means in 5 different states there are also Tibetans. So we have now Tumis, yeah, Tibetan communities, branches in Salzburg, in Linz, and we have the representatives, we call them Tumis, yeah. And since I got elected, we have a new law, so that we have at least every 3 months a meeting on Skype, most of the time with all the Tibetan community representatives. Maybe it's important to say it's the 4th time that I got elected as president. I started the Tibetan community in 1989 on request of Gesangla. And we started with 6 Tibetans in 1989. So until 2000, we were about 25 Tibetans. And from 2000 till now, we got all these new Tibetans. So the ambience and the problems changed. Yeah. And in 2011, I decided to candidate for Tibetan community because I felt it is important that somebody from India should be Tibetan community president because he might understand the problems better because we had so many newcomers. Yeah. And finally, I think now after all these experiences, the Tibetan community president, it is very important that he speaks fluently the language of the country, because we have to be in contact with the government in this country, and we have to support the Tibetans to settle, and also that the country where we live understands properly the problems we have, and therefore the contact by the Tibetan community president directly with the government where we live and with the press, the media, or whoever with the VIP is very important, yeah, to get proper support. About Tibetan community is to say also that we had some Tibetans who came from Belgium, Holland, and different countries. They ended up directly in the prison. So that's how I got contacted mostly about them, because I must say I have personally quite a close contact to the Austrian government and to the Austrian police, and they do cooperate very nicely with us. So most of the time, if there is a Tibetan who gets in jail, I get informed by the police. Yeah. And also if there are new Tibetans coming, who they are not very sure these are Tibetans, they contact me and let me talk at the phone with them to find out if it is really a Tibetan, yeah, or not a Chinese or a Nepali asylum seeker. So if these Tibetans, maybe you have to say in your country, if they come in jail here, it is very difficult to get them out. Until now it was possible with a lot of chance, but it gets more and more difficult, and the way to get them out is very complicated. I have to get them out through the mental hospital, for example. Then they have to go like 1 year in how do you say, therapy, yeah, with a psychologist, and I have to go every week to translate for them. It's really very difficult. So it's something they should think properly about before changing the country. Yeah. And the other thing is also to say the asylum seekers which came from India, some of them arrived and didn't have a story at all. Yeah, in front of the police they would tell to me that they got informed in India that I make the story. Yeah, if you are in front of the interviewer, it's really a shock to me. If the newcomer says, Aja, I don't have story, they told me, so how can you do that? Yeah. And by investigating, I found out that somehow myself, I got sold with the visa. Yeah. That the people who sell the visa, they say in Austria, there is Aja, she will make your story and she will find a job and everything. So it came so bad, it did become so bad that I had to leave the official translation, how you say, list. Yeah, there were only 3 people, Tibetans on the list to translate. One was me, and there was really good possibilities to support Tibetan, but I had to leave because of that. Yeah, to not give more problems to the Tibetan society. Even the police warned me. They said I have to leave because they will have to start to investigate on me because this came out. Yeah. So now it will become more problematic, I guess. Concerning Umelam, I hear that. I hear that Tibetan community has to support this very strongly, and it gave me problems. I must tell here also. When I got elected already, we had a problem that arose because the question was, can we elect a Tibetan community president who is not standing for Umelam? So since it is well known in the Tibetan society that I am a supporter of Rangsen, this gave conflicts to the Tibetans in Austria. I felt very bad about this conflict, yeah? Because I wanted to be a support to our society, not a matter of conflict. But the conflict was there, yeah? Most of the Tibetans asked, I didn't actually candidate, I got asked from a majority of Tibetans to candidate because they felt that they didn't get enough support and the matter of Tibet is not progressing in Austria. And they felt like that in my time, the Tibetan UC was much stronger in Austria. Then there was a group who said it is impossible to elect her because she stands for Rangsen, that means she's against His Holiness, which hurted me very much. Yeah, I sure am not against His Holiness. I love him dearly. And just hearing that actually gave me the idea to step back. Yeah, and then on request of mostly of newcomers, yeah, because they have big problems you can only solve if you know how this country is functioning. Yeah, I stayed, and in the first election where they have to suggest a president, I had about 80% of the votes. And then the Tibetans who felt like I'm not saying anything against them, just showing you this problem is existing. The Tibetans who felt that it is not tolerable that I am the president because of this Rangsen involvement I have, they started to, campaign with another Tibetan gentleman. I'm in touch with him now, and he's very nice, but he doesn't speak German at all, yeah? And we had this problem already before. So they campaigned so hard that even when they had to put the vote, they pushed on the people, don't elect her because she's against His Holiness. So I'm telling this because it's a warning, because this goes sometimes in really a wrong direction. So when the vote did happen, I got I won very closely, only about 11 or to 10 voices more. Later I hear that many didn't come because of this pressure, which I think is really sad, we should know. And some said they elected me, they were so scared because the Tumi pressured them so much, and they need the help of the Tumi in the area where they live. So we have to think about, what means our democracy. And I gave a clear reason to the community that even if I stand for Rangsen, if I represent the Tibetan community, I am standing for the Tibetan people. Yeah, and to make them understand, I said it's same like in United States, maybe President Obama, he's a Democrat, but he's the president of all Americans. He's responsible to look after peace and the success of United States, and not only of the Democrats. And that's the way I see it. I'm not promoting Rangsen in the Tibetan community. Yeah? But I feel democracy means that I'm responsible to give all the information to the Tibetan people. Yeah? I give properly the information, all information from the Tibetan community, from the Tibetan government and Tibetan communities, but also of the Tibetan youth and so. And if I have to represent the Tibetan community outside to the outside government or whatever, I tell clearly that the Tibetan government is, on Umelang, and that the majority of the people do support that. But still, I'm applying for more democracy, for true democracy in our society, and to let the people who stand for Rangsen live. Now I asked Colonel Zachue Rangdra when she came, is the Tibetan community a government party? Are we a political party? Because if we are a political party representing the government policy, then we have to think about it that all Tibetans should be member in Tibetan community. Right now, people member in the Tibetan communities are paying membership. People who stand for Umelam, but also people who stand for Rangsen or for Rawang or whatever. So if Tibetan community is a political party, then this should be clearly expressed, written, because then some people are in the wrong party. So we have to make it very clear, whatever, yeah? And for my behalf, I think Tibetan community represents Tibet. We, the Tibetan community in Austria, we represent Tibet in Austria. No matter if we are Muslims or Buddhists or whatever, or if we stand for Rangsen or whatever, we are representing Tibet. That's why I think every Tibetan can be member in Tibetan community. Even, I don't know, even the Shukden, this gave me a problem, yeah? But he's a Tibetan. We have two Shukden people in Austria, and we had to talk about that. He's a Tibetan. I cannot say I cannot accept him in the Tibetan community, but I can tell him, I can set limits and warn and say, if you do something which is against His Holiness or harming the Tibetan community, we have to kick you out. Yeah, this sure we can do. So, but we have to think about what is Tibetan community, and is Tibetan community forced to represent the Tibetan government policy. And yes, because I asked, I was telling in Austria that every Tibetan has to become a member in Tibetan community if he pays membership or not. Otherwise, we can't make a population census. Yeah. And the people who pay membership, we are supporting them like Lamnu, yeah, helping them to get their documents or whatever help they need without charging them. The ones who are not paying membership, they have to pay if we have to go somewhere to translate for them or help whatever it is. Yes, this is just concerning on Umelam. Also, I know that the government people are going around and talking about Umelam. I would like to insist that they should respect democracy in that case too, talking about Umelam and making that we, looking for it, that we understand it well. It's very important. But I think at the same time you should say that there are other opinions too. There are other opinions existing, and they have a right to exist in our democracy. So the tool to speak about Umelam should not become a brainwash tool. This is what I'm applying. I'm just applying for it. And therefore it is important to give information that other opinions do exist. Yeah? And yeah, on asylum in Austria right now we don't have any problems. There was not one Tibetan who got sent out or sent back. And I think mainly it is because we have a good contact to the Austrian government. And also we are taking care on the Tibetans the moment they come in. The moment they are registered in asylum, we do take care on them. And
may I ask, what is the legal status? Are they acknowledged asylum seekers, political asylum seekers?
yes. Well, we have right now maybe in asylum, going in the asylum procedure right now about 60 people, yeah? And most of them it is for political issue. I mean their story is around political issue. And actually there was one, how will I say, one leader of the asylum procedure center, yeah? He told me, actually we Austrians would like to give asylum to every Tibetan. We are not against you, we know exactly what is happening in Tibet. But we can't do anything if your story is not good, because they have to give it further, yeah? The first interview has to be, how you say, agreed by the next level, and he said, if your story is not good, we can't do anything. So even they sent me names of people who have a story which is not good. Even I'm no more on this list of the translator. Still, I'm a contact to the Austrian police. Yeah? And they send me a name and they say, actually we didn't get this email, but maybe you should talk to this and this person. So we have something like that, and this, I mean, it is very precious. We shouldn't tell it too loud, and we have to see that we don't get these people don't get problems who support us on that way. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
쉬고 송조래. 나 직직 그런 집 송거지 요거 있는 거지. 셰라 페렌더가 안더 커뮤니티나 미니 슈된 디징에서 저와 그런 거 이탈리아는 저기 속배는 디기 트나요 사요 말에. 그래서 저런 조조해 봐. 진짜 코란소 담바레 그저 최대로 완세돼. 그저게 먼저 최대로 보고요 말에. 직전에 한전한테 부위당 딘제당의 보도에 나야 돼. 딘제게 두두대지 망보치 로드 망보친 좀제 망보치 영구를 이제 차 망보 송자래. 코즈 난즈게라고 보고요. 대송도 강라 난즈 코즈라고 포왔던 것도 비우 말에. 코란즈 디체브 메시지. 코즈 준담 tek준 망보시는데 단다 코즈 대랑가 도셔야 돼. 코즈게 천자 사와 가서 아미스다 인지게 인지게 벽에 당아도 다 벽을 좀더 벽에 간도벽이 즉 때밖에 저거는 의외적인 암덕에 간지 벽에 짱마시 잡아야 되지고 이내양 예전에 대신 벽에 야구 신면서 들어가면 그 구샵이요.
말했지.
구샵이요. 들어 개고지 링안서 당안서 네 제도 그래서는 결혼에 이내 팽결에 고주기 만져라만 보고 만져 그대로만 보고 네 개미기 락자 사바지 양부름 뭐죠 만져 짐버서 때 고가부 이탈리아에 대사가 슈덴도 대 용가처럼 그 who's this 코스르라 양부름 뭐지 얘가 만져 체스에서는 퀸 내가 주고도 와 그래서 락자 사바래 단단 만져 대 네 도서도 만져 창마 장마 장장치 오늘은 되네 즉 슈덴에서 또 얘기 제와용에 소바자고다. 근데 요전에 지에도 남샤주도 아주 좀비나 아우디 컨데이나 저 뭐게 아 인사하죠. 그래서 먼저 니즈 그래네 단지 먼저 뭐 순서 양코즈 차상 고도세 먼저 남로네 애도전에 차상네 바게티셔 고니바 나게가체 장그럼 저 구와 골키가체 저 망보체 계속 러러셰 고니바세 양거의 신호고 여의 신호서 컴바서들 되바포서 yap수체 누군가네 카당해줘야 돼 저거 저거를 카마당어서 대배용어서 콩단 저거 자대 돼요. 온다대 가왔 내가 가왔어도 예미가 당겨 될 당어서 갈치게스 내 저거지를 과요 말해 배바이네 그 할래면 배바래니 저런 대처 메시지 수직 비용을 되게 장마 거다야 돼 별이 초백 나로라 디 나저 디 정말 저기 레드 자등길래가 제조라 속바세 기도 집고 말해 politician 안저기 politician의 가르쳐 가나 좀 맞으면 될 수지 그래 공부서 맞추긴 바공서 아 공부처럼 돼 패셔 맞아 예지고매 돼 저런 갈 수가 있대 저런 거 저거 수제
On Tokyo is actually just to finish this. I wanted to say I support fully what Sevangla was saying. We need clear information and fast information from Office of Tibet. Yeah. The question was how do they get this information? I think they get it from the newspapers who support them, because I get also the information from the news from the journalists. When the Chinese presidents are coming, the first people informing us are the journalists supporting us. But where His Holiness is going, if we know his program clearly, we can be maybe faster than that. This is on the, and at the end, I have only one issue. It's the Green Book, but we do it after lunch. She said. Thank you very much.
신라하고
네.